Good afternoon, good evening, and also good morning at certain areas of the world. Yes, I'm back. Guna matters for Arsenal and football fans where your opinion matters. What, 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 what can I say? I can say only what matters, but I can do that right after this. Welcome back to Guna Matters. For Arsenal and football fans all over the world, your opinion matters. First and foremost, hit the like, smash the subscribe, and also ring the bell. Tring, tring, and we will open and let you in. Also, make a small donation to Guna Matters so we can get the equipment that we need to stay on air. And on that note, I want to thank Tony Allen. Tony Allen, I'm not sure I know who you are. I'm not sure where and how our paths have crossed. But you're the first person who has made a donation, and I am grateful for that donation. And I thank you, Tony. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be blessed, and I hope whatever you are busy with and whatever you do, your entity will be blessed because you see fit to be generous. So it is a biblical concept. Whatever you give, you will get back. However you sow, that is how it will return to you. But thanks a lot, Tony. Alan, thank you for your contribution. So if you want to be like Tony, make a contribution as little as 10 Rand in SA currency, and you can get the information up below. It's on PayPal. But also, thank you again, Tony. Let us go to our segment of today. Breaking news is that this man, Josef Zinnbauer, German, he has called it quits at Orlando Pirates. And it's Orlando Pirates, if you're from outside South Africa or across the pond, wherever you find yourself, this club is one of our biggest football clubs or soccer clubs as we know it in South Africa. Is one of our biggest soccer clubs, and they and another couple of other clubs have had the monopoly in winning trophies and winning championships and cups and all sorts of things. But now, to bring it back to Joseph, better known as Joe, has joined Orlando Pirates in 2019 in December. And of course, he has brought quite a few different dynamics and play styles and what have you, his experience that he brought to the football club. Now has called it quits after 2 years. But let's listen to what the reports are saying is that Orlando Pirates German coach Josef Zinnbauer has resigned just one match into the new season in which the club crashed out of the MTN 8 Cup competition at the weekend past. Now, Pirates was bundled out of the 8 million rand winner takes all tournament by Swallows on their own turf in Orlando Stadium, where the team gave a tepid display as the Bugs suffered a defeat in the opening match of Zinnbauer's third season in charge. Now, that in itself is a Soweto derby. Swallows is in Soweto, and of course, Orlando Pirates is in Soweto. And how good is that for Morocco Swallows that has returned to the PSL, the Premier Soccer League, DSTV Premier Soccer League. And what a start for their new campaign that starts next week. In fact, starting this weekend, the 20th. Morocco Swallows beat them 2-1 the quarterfinals, which see them to go into the semifinals of the MTN 8 Cup, which they did not give the opportunity to Zinnbauer to retain that cup. Now, for him to resign after the first game of the season sort of pose a lot of questions. Is it that he couldn't retain the MTN 8 Cup that he's resigned? Is it what is the reasons why do you think he has resigned? But the reports are saying it totally differently what you might have thought. Is that I would like to thank the chairman and management for the opportunity they have given me. 51-year-old German, I said, who leaves Pirates with a record of 35 wins, 20 draws, and 13 losses in his 68 matches in charge of the Buccaneers. Now, unfortunately, my time at the club has come to an end. I have spent the past 2 years away from my family, and for this reason, I have decided to hand in my resignation. I would like to wish the club and its supporters all the best for the future. What the stats are saying, it's so phenomenal because he's one of the most successful coaches in the Buccaneers history. For 68 games in a club, um, being the head coach and such a big and huge club in our country, 35 wins, 20 draws, and 13 losses. I mean, for a manager from a different continent and different country, being Germany, um, just sits well with that stat because he had experiences in Germany with other clubs. So various clubs. I mean, I think it's up to 10 clubs that he have managed. He also came against the likes of Jurgen Klopp while he was a manager in Germany with Borussia Dortmund. He also came against the likes of Pep Guardiola. We just tells you the experience that this guy had, and I mean, you've learned obviously a lot from where he was and what managerial posts he had at other clubs, and come to South Africa and do what he did at Orlando Pirates. Now, 38 wins, or 35 wins rather, and 20 draws and 13 losses. That wants to be done, especially if you don't know the culture, if you don't know the the way of football that are played in South Africa. And I think Orlando Pirates probably took a big and a fat chance with him, irrespective of his CV, that I've had all the experience in Germany. He was also great as a player. He was a midfielder. He also played for a host of clubs in his playing career, and a lot of experience that he brought to South African Orlando Pirates. And I think Orlando Pirates, as the club and the supporters, will sorely miss this guy because now he's packed up. He has resigned. And I mean, for 2 years not having to spend time or seeing your family in a foreign country, and with all that of stats that he has shown, it's phenomenal in my opinion. And I mean, I've had a couple of looksies and at his stats at other clubs. I mean, they didn't have a long spell. I can't pronounce that name. In Hamburg too, he had a couple of games there in Hamburg. He had a year there. Hamburg two, back in Hamburg two. He was there in 2014 and in 2015, and then in Saint Gallen, he had his longest spell. Not so much the better better stats that he had with Orlando Pirates. 63 games he played, 19 he won, 14 he had drawn, and of course 30 he had lost. And his winning percentage was 30.16, and opposed to what he has gotten at Orlando Pirates, 67 or 68 games, it says in the reports, 35 wins, 20 draws, and of course 13 losses, defeats. It brought him to a 52.2% of winnings, and it's a great stat, and it's above average, above half, above 50%, and that is only something that Orlando Pirates will miss, and surely um, their game is on Saturday. Their first game is on Saturday against a Cape Town team in Stellenbosch. And Stellenbosch has beaten them before in a cup game, I think it was Nedbank or some cup. So Orlando Pirates will miss him, and of course the assistant coach will be the one who's going to take over from there. But let's go back to the report. What the report is saying further is that Zinnbauer has never really managed to win the hearts of the hard-to-please Pirates supporters since he took over in December 2019, even after ending the club's 6-year trophy drought. As he led Pirates to last year's empty and eighth glory, the German still had an axe hovering over his head. Zinnbauer also had a torrid start to last season after his son, Fabio, was left in coma fighting for his life in Germany after a horror car crash in October last year. The coach was given compassionate leave and showed remarkable commitment by leaving his son fighting for his life on a hospital bed and returning to Pirates just a few days before a second leg semi-final encounter against Kaiser Chief in the same tournament last year. And I think they were the victors on in that fixture. And I mean, if you are South African, and you follow South African football, there's no bigger than Kaiser Chiefs, or there was no bigger than Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. And I mean, those are the two teams that are from the same area in Johannesburg, Soweto, and it's like Man United and Liverpool type of vibe. So yeah, and winning a semi-final just two days. I mean, just visiting your son in hospital 2 days before that game, it must put a lot of emotional strain. It must put a lot of pressure on you, a lot of mental strain, stress, all sorts of things that might go through your mind. And this guy has come back and won the MTN Cup, MTN 8 Cup last year, and having to go through all that trauma with his son being in hospital. Now the coach, yeah, like I said, it was given uh, um, a compassionate leave, and when Pirates they dominated Chiefs and advanced to the 2020 final with a 5-0 aggregate over the two arch rivals. Now 5-0 meaning it's two games, and of course they have scored three in the one and two in the other, or five in one or four in the other, and one. So it's brilliant statistics that you've seen about this guy, and he has just resigned from this big football club. I wish my coach can not my coach, but Arsenal coach can get to the point of having such great statistics. Now he's 51 years old, and for Pirates losing a coach like this with decisions that he's made because of his family, the lack of family time. It's honorable. It's something that a lot of managers can learn from. But those things has never given him the opportunity to give up. Or rather, let me put it this way: he's never given up because of his circumstances. He still went and won a trophy after 6 years that club could not win a trophy. And coming back 2 days before a major tournament semi-finals. MTN 8 is one of our biggest club cup club cup competitions in South Africa, and against your biggest rival in South Africa, which is Kaizer Chiefs, and having to win them 5-0 on aggregate. With all that trauma, mental stress, emotional stress, or trauma, having to leave your son in a coma back home in Germany after such horrific accident, gives you a lot of um, positive thoughts about a coach and a manager that will leave our souls, that has brought so much flair, so much commitment, so much um, experience to our beloved DSTV PSL. I want to say to this guy, Josef Zinnbauer, bon voyage. Thank you that you have graced us with your presence, first of all, for the last 2 years, since 2019 December. And it's the same time that I think Mikel Arteta has came onto the scene of Arsenal as a manager. And I'm saying this because we're lacking what this guy has brought. Now, you can't, and I believe you me, you can't compare the two leagues. You can't compare English Premier League with the Premier Soccer League of South Africa. You can't. It's just no brainer. I mean, in English Premier League is the best and the biggest and the most watched football league in the world. PSL, Premier Soccer League, is far below in the ranks of that. But my comparison I want to make, and the principle is still stays the same, is that a manager from a different country in Germany, with all the experience, yes, he's got more experience than Mikel Arteta, but he is coming to a country where you can't compare. So his experience is phenomenal. Therefore, he could bring the experience, the flair, the change in the game, the style of play of Orlando Pirates. But why I'm comparing this to Mikel Arteta is that the period that they were in is the same period, December 2019, and the amount of games that this guy have played is 68 games, or managed a team for 68 games. He had 35 wins. He was victorious in 35 games. He had 20 games drawn, and the least of all that 68 games, he lost 11. So the statistics talks for itself. And the trauma that the guy has gone through with his family, not seeing them for 2 years. Mikel Arteta has got his family with him. Yes, there was a couple of threats against his life, his family, and all sorts of things. This guy, Joe Zinnbauer, has left his family behind. His son last year has faced death with a horrific accident. He was with his son on compassionate leave, and 2 days before the major tournament semi-final, he faced the biggest rivalry and still won it. So with that mentality, or that mindset, um, one can only learn from, and that is why I compare the two, because our manager lacks that. Our manager lacks a frame of mind that is beyond any sort of thinking. I mean, I'm not a manager. I'm a manager of a business, and I need to look at things that can benefit my business, or the business I'm managing. I need to make decisions based on how I can come out on top. I need to base my decisions on when I'm going to give somebody off, when I'm going to substitute, a person to be a backup for one of my staff not being there. So the principle of being a manager in any entity is the same. I mean, I don't know anything about managing a soccer club, but I know how to manage the people. I know how to manage the person, the personalities that you deal with on a daily basis. And that is why I base this comparison on is that Joe Zinnbauer, has brought so much flair and so much experience to the South African soils in PSL, whereas Mikel Arteta has been under one of the best managers in the game, Pep Guardiola, and still trying to be like Pep Guardiola. That's beyond me. But nonetheless, that's not about Mikel Arteta. Well done, Josef Zinnbauer. Thank you for bringing all that positivity to our shores in South Africa, in the PSL. You're going to be sorely missed. And to the supporters of Orlando Pirates, um, they've got a, a very weird nickname. Is the oh my word, it just slipped my mind. Besides the Buccaneers, it is Sea Robbers. There's it. The Sea Robbers and the Buccaneer supporters will sorely miss you. They will miss what you have brought to the team. And I hope the guy is who's gonna come in, guy or woman, whatever, manager's gonna come in, is gonna show forth what you've built and just build on that. Obviously, he's gonna bring his own type of play, his own style, his own managerial skills and but yes, Pirates is gonna compare you with that person, and well done, Mr. Zinnbauer. You're 51 years old, and I hope all the best for you and your family. And yes, I am so flipping impressed with your work. So yeah, that's all I can say about you, about your stance in South Africa, and the bit of background that I have about you. So thank you again, and well done. Now I want to just say there's so many things that are going on at Arsenal. There's so many things that they talking about. There's a lot of rumors about Mikel Arteta's job being in jeopardy. There's links talks about it's been linked with Conte from the former Chelsea boss. I don't want to believe the hype. I don't want to believe all the rumors, all the things that have been said about my club. All I want for the club is that they will do what is needed to be done. So going forward, we need a goalkeeper and not Aaron Ramsdale. If we do go for him, there's now talks that they might put in a bid for 28 million. You're going to waste your time. That bid is going to be rejected because the price tag is 30 million. So you either give him 30 million if you want the guy, or don't take it, don't give him anything at all. Just leave him be. We need a right back. Max Aarons were linked with the club. So if you want the player, he had a good game against Liverpool. So if you want the player, put your hand in your pocket and go get your player. Then we have a lack in the midfield assisting Emil Smith Rowe. So again, James Maddison, over 60 to 70 million, ridiculous. And then, of course, the Viking, and there's, when you watch this, the Viking, I mean, you've probably been praying and fasting for this guy to come. He has a price tag of about what 40, 35 to 40 million. Um, so if you want him back, again, put your hand in your pocket and go get him. Don't play around with Mickey Mouse things about dangling a carrot in front of Inter and saying, look, don't let Lukaku go, or don't buy Tammy Abrams. Um, Here's Lacazette, and let me take Tammy Abrams. Now there's links with Oba and Lacazette going to Barcelona with a swap deal, including a swap deal for Philippe Coutinho. Coutinho. Again, why do you want to swap deal for a has-been player? Yes, he has been good with Liverpool. He's been doing great things at Liverpool. And when he's gone to Barcelona, he was dead in the water. So now you want to take your strikers away and bring in more deadwood. How's that business? Rather sell Oba to Barcelona and keep the likes of Lacazette, give him another extra year, extend his contract with a year, because he will give you more than Oba ever will give you now. Lacazette is the player who can play with the youngsters, who doesn't have all the hype about how his hair must be, how his mask have to come out of his pocket wherever the mask is on the floor or on the field. Laka is a player who plays football. Yes, he might be playing for an extension on his contract. I will give him that extra year on his contract and let him play with the kids and give us the attacking number 10 with help that we need in the middle, and let us build from there. But get rid of the Lennards, get rid of the Ballerines, get rid of this the holdings, the Chambers. Chambers at this point, and it's bizarre to say that Chambers is our best right back at this point. If you want to keep Chambers, keep him as a backup right back. But let go of Suarez, let go of Bellerin, let go of Leno, or get in a decent backup that can be a number one at the end. So get those guys in. And if you have to let go let go of Kolasinac. Nuts. He is a liability. El Nene is going to become a liability eventually. Not want to let him go. Good player, but not the game changer that Arsenal need. So let him go. If you need to let go of Lacazette, get in a decent striker. Then let go of Orba. But don't bring in more deadwood that you can't get rid of at the end of the day, like Willian. What is the reason, and what is the use of bringing in players that you can't get rid of at the end of the day? Because they're only coming there for a payday. Edu are bringing all the Brazilians in the team that they can't get rid of. So Edu, please stop going on going on holiday, but come and do the business, my man. Do the business. This club is frustrating. Not the club. The people that manages the club frustrates me, and they creating all sorts of negativity around the camp of the fans and supporters. How many people has gone rampant and has ranted, raging, bantering about Friday night's opening game against Brentford? Pardon me. It's so bizarre to think that such a big club has come to a point of dying almost. One of your biggest sponsorships is giving you bad reviews in the media. If it gone to that point where one of your biggest sponsorships in Rwanda, the president of that Rwanda has come out and said that you are devastating beyond recognition. What is Arsenal busy with? I don't know. But I vowed to support my club in my own way to myself. I love this club, but if it doesn't change, my my thoughts and thinking is going toward the fact that my local soccer probably needs me more than Arsenal would. There is futsal that's very interesting, and I'm trying to get my 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 knowledge regarding futsal, get it up to a standard where I can have conversation regarding it. But yeah, Arsenal, you're losing you're losing big time. So if you don't get your act together, there's so many fans that's gonna boycott you. If you have seen the ticket sales for the weekend's game, there's a lot of empty chairs. Most of those tickets, it's probably Chelsea's fans that is going to make up the people sitting in that stand. So, Arsenal fans, big up to you that's not buying the tickets. Big ups to you that not buying the the season tickets. I mean, it's 851 euros or pounds for a season ticket. That's a lot of money. The most in the league we're selling our season tickets for. So let the crankies feel it in their pockets because they are not doing the correct or the right things at Arsenal. So let them feel it. If I was in London, I would probably not buy the season ticket or go spend money on certain things that they will get the revenue for. So big ups to all the fans in England and in Europe that is not gonna go to games and matches. Big ups to you guys because the Cronkies will feel it and they will recognize that there is a lack of Arsenal fans coming to their games. I've got not much more to say. All I want to say is big ups to this guy, America. Josef Zinnbauer has called it quits at Orlando Pirates. He has given in his resignation based on his decision that he haven't seen his family for 2 years, and it's one of the biggest reasons why he has resigned. So he's calling it quits, and thank you again for Josef Zinnbauer. Arsenal, watch out. He's available. He doesn't have any job now. So he's leaving South African shores to go back to his family in Germany. And hopefully he will touch base on a level where he can be back in the game again. So for a person like that, the stats shows it. He won't be without a job so much longer. Yes, so without any further ado, I want to say hit the like, smash the subscribe, and ring the bell for all the notifications that you will get all the updates, the rumors. I don't like to report on rumors much. I like to report on the actual facts or links. Speculations is all about the same, but yeah, you will get all the notifications if you do that by ringing the bell. And of course, like Tony Allen, my first contribution to this channel. Thank you again, Tony. Just to give you an update of who has given some donations. This is the first person that has given some donation, and he's not from South Africa. Tony Allen, I want to thank you. I want to just bless you, and I want to just say all the best to whatever you are doing for yourself, for your people, for whoever. Thank you again for that contribution. So if you want to be like Tony, make a contribution as little as 10 Rand to Goodness Matters so we can stay on air and get the equipment we need. And I thank you. So please, guys and girls, wherever you are, sanitize, mask up, social distance, wash your hands if you need to, and be safe. Guna out.